Hi, welcome back to another Traveler's Notebook mini-series, and this time I am documenting my trip to Kentucky Motor Speedway with my family. We went to go see a NASCAR race there in July, so I am just documenting that. And the first page I showed was one that I did while I was gone, and then these are the pages that I did while I was back at home. So I'm using this Allie Edwards stamp that says, "Are we there yet?" And I didn't stamp quite as well as I was hoping because of the things that are on the back of this page, but I'm just going to fix that up with my Micron pen, no big deal. And this pen does not bleed, and because I'm going to be using watercolors, so I made sure I used an ink that would not bleed and the pen would not bleed. So now I just take out my Koi watercolor palette and I'm going to watercolor all of this in. And I'm going to show you the first couple letters, and then I'm going to fast forward to the end so you don't have to watch me painstakingly color in all of these letters. But I did want to give you an idea of kind of what I was doing and how it looked. And I'm kind of doing a rainbow effect. I did want it kind of to look very bright and cheery, so I'm doing a rainbow look. Just going from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, that type of thing. And I got this watercolor palette at Hobby Lobby, and it was kind of pricey, but I just used one of my coupons, so it wasn't so bad. And I really like the color. It's not chalky at all, and it's a pretty good watercolor palette, and it's a traveling palette, so it's very small and compact, so it's very easy to take on trips. I took this palette with me to Colorado, and it worked out really, really well. So it's got a good variety of colors and a very small, compact size. It's got the water brush and everything all in there, so that makes it perfect. So now I'm taking another Allie Edwards stamp, and I'm just using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm stamping the phrase on there. I'm not quite sure what it says, and I can't quite read it on the screen, so maybe you can see it there, but it's about traveling and wandering and things like that. So here's a picture of me and my daughter. We were playing with the Snapchat app because that is just too much fun. I probably could take about a bazillion selfies of me and my daughter playing with that because we always are looking to see what new little faces are on there. And it's a good, nice, it's a nice daughter and mother thing to kind of hang out and do. So we've been having a lot of good fun with that. And since we were stuck in a car for about 8 hours, why not do some Snapchatting? So this is us as a panda and a koala bear. Aren't we cute? I'm sure everyone is so tired of seeing people's posts that have Snapchat faces, but we just recently downloaded it, so it's kind of new to us. But anyway, we thought it would be kind of cute, and I wanted to include it in here because who knows what people are going to think and to be doing in about 20 years, so I want to document what that looked like. So I just mounted that photo, and these pictures are from my, what is it called? My Polaroid zip printer. I printed all of these while I was gone, and I absolutely love that printer. It works so well. You just got to be very careful that you don't leave it in the car or anything because the heat will mess up the photos. So you need to be careful about that. It will mess up the photos and the film. So when it tries to process it, the colors won't come out quite as nice. So there I just put some watercolor down, and I wanted a little bit of a different texture. So I used my Stampin' Block to just press that on the ink. So I got a little bit of a different texture and look to it. And then I just blotted it up to dry it a bit with my paper towel. Now I'm looking through the Snap paper pad, and I'm actually using the Snap paper pad and then one other paper pad throughout this whole section of my Traveler's Notebook. And I can't remember what the other one is. I think it's a My Mind's iPad, but most of it's the Snap collection. I like the bright colors, and I wanted to go with that theme for this particular trip. So now I am just trimming down one of my Polaroid zip photos, and I want to make it so it fits into this little Polaroid because I thought that was adorable. So I just trimmed it until it fit into the inside of that, and then I fussy cut out some little pieces, and now I'm just trying to find a way to mount it. I wanted to have some of the background here. So I'm taking this polka dot paper and I'm going to rip it with my ruler just so it gives it a little bit of a texture on the edge. I didn't want it to be too straight and clean. I wanted a little bit of a texture, so you're going to see that I'm going to rough it up a little bit more even with my scissors. And I just really like how this looks, just to give it a little bit extra texture and interest to the page so it wasn't just a plain straight edge. And I'm going to glue that down in the notebook there. And then I'm going to adhere my photos on top. And sorry, I'm just a little bit out of frame on this part. Hopefully I'll be bringing it up here in a couple seconds so you can see it just a little bit better. But you can see most of it, so sorry about that being a little bit off. So now I want another anchoring piece. So I cut out this strip of paper that has the diagonal stripes of the color. Again, just bringing that color that's all up in the Are We There Yet stamp and bring it down to the bottom of the page to get it to be cohesive. I'm going to mount this on some white cardstock because I just wanted a little bit of a white border that kind of gives it some separation from the background paper layers. And I'm just trimming that out with my scissors. I'm not using a trimmer or anything because it's small and I can get it pretty accurate without having to pull out my trimmer. So now I'm just adhering all those pieces down. I'm going to add a little flag shape to that blue paint that I put down in the middle there, just again to give it an anchor, and I'm going to add some journaling with some of my stickers here. These are the Teresa Collins little stickers, and I absolutely love these for my Traveler's Notebook. They're good for Project Life too, but I find that I've been using them a lot in my Traveler's Notebook, so I really recommend those. Plus you get like a bazillion different letters, so they're perfect for this type of thing. You don't feel like you're going to be wasting them or using them and then you don't have anything to use for the rest of the layouts. So here's a little sticker that says hello that I'm going to glue down. That's from one of the Amy Tangerine sticker books. And then I have a little ticket that I fussy cut that I'm going to stick there in the bottom left. And then I have this best ever thing that I fussy cut. And I'm just using my Tim Holtz stickers there to write the word day. So it says best day ever. And it's a little speech bubble. And I'm going to adhere it right there by my brother-in-law and my daughter. And now I'm going to journal on the page. So I'll speed this up a little bit so you have to watch. Oh no, actually this one doesn't have much journaling. So I kind of keep this in, I think. Oh, no, I did speed up just a little bit, so you don't have to watch me write the whole thing out. And then I'm going to do a little bit of journaling on the bottom here. And then I'm going to call this particular side done. So once I complete this and finish the journaling up, I'm going to start working on the right-hand side. And before I went on the trip, I did spray and mess up some of the pages. Not mess up in a bad way, but mess up in a good way. So I did spray and use some of my stencils and stuff. So that's why that spray is already there with some of the yellow splatters. I did that before I went because I wasn't sure how much I was going to be able to journal on the road, and spraying ink and things like that in the car is usually not the best idea. So I thought I'd prep some of my pages beforehand. This is just a map of the Speedway. So I'm taking some of this awesome shiny star washi tape that I used in my December daily. I got it at a local scrapbook store, and I'm just going to tape that in to the book, and then it folds up very nicely. And I did have to trim the map a little bit in order to fit it in the book, but it works out well. I didn't trim off much of the important part, and I love how you can open this up and then see the entire map of the Speedway. So it's perfect. I absolutely love how that turned out and how it fit in perfectly. So now I'm going to be working on some other photos on this right-hand side of the page. The photos again are still of the Speedway. Once we got to the Speedway, there was a lot of cars and things to see, so I got some pictures of my daughter with the cars. And then there was these awesome dirt bike motorcycle stunt guys that were doing some fantastic tricks. They were jumping over this huge 18-wheeler trailer, and they're doing these crazy flips in the air and these tabletops and these Supermans, and oh my gosh, it was so cool to watch. So I got that on video, and my daughter thought that was really neat, and I could have stayed there all day long watching that, and I didn't even need to go to a NASCAR race. But it was really cool. So I got some pictures of them, and the pictures aren't the best just because it's hard to capture them moving so fast, but I got a couple of those for my Traveler's Notebook, but most of the video is what I thought was the neatest. Unfortunately, I can't put video in here. So I'm just trying to layer up this picture here. So I found some scraps that I had in my paper pad, and I want to use those up. And again, this is a good place to be using scraps in your Traveler's Notebook. So you have all these little pieces and offcuts from the things that you've created, and this is the perfect place to use those up because you don't need big, huge pieces of paper when you're doing the Traveler's Notebook because it's a smaller format, and it is a great way to use those up and not feel like you're wasting. That Summer Fun sticker came from the Amy Tangerine sticker pack, and then this A Day at the Racetrack came from a very, very, very old sticker sheet. I've had those stickers forever, and if you've been watching my channel for any time, I've been talking about how I have canceled a lot of my kit subscriptions and I'm trying to use my stash up, and I've had a lot of these little racing stickers and car stickers in my stash for, you know, to do a scrapbook page, and I just haven't used them, so I'm very excited to be using them for this little layout here. Now I am going to mount this photo of the guy on the bike on this diagonal striped paper to mimic the striped paper that was on the left, and just to give it a little bit of something to sit on, I want to have a little bit of a border around it. And then I'm going to add the Enjoy Life cut apart that I put on, and this is just from that same Simple Stories 6x6 page, and I'm just going to add that on and layer it, and then I'm going to use some tape because I want it to be able to flip up on the page, and I think this started ripping, so I came in and added just a little bit more tape to make sure it was a little more secure so it wouldn't come up. And then I am figuring out if I'm going to flip it to the left or flip it up, and I've decided to flip it up. So you're going to see me get some of this pink washi tape. I just wanted something a little bit different. I've already used the red star washi tape, and I wanted to get a little bit of a different color here. Plus I want it to blend in a little bit more with that pink stencil-y background that I have going on. So now I'm going to fit that little strip, and those are those guys. There's 3 of them going at the same time across this trailer, and I was able to capture almost all 3 of them in one shot, and again, it was so amazing to watch them do these crazy jumps and stuff. Now I'm going to go through my Tim Holtz sticker strip, word strip, or phrase strip pack, and I'm going to cut this one in half just so it fits in a little bit better. And it talks about life was meant to something. I went too fast and I couldn't read it. But I think it was life is meant to take an adventure or something along those lines. Something about adventure and craziness, because that's exactly what these guys were doing, was a bunch of craziness. So that rock sticker or cut apart came from the Simple Stories kit as well. I just cut that and adhered that to the corner so you can kind of see how it flips up a bit better. And these are some little... they're not even enamel dots. They're from the dollar store, I think. My mom got them for me for Christmas, and they are perfect for this layout because the colors match really well. They're kind of like a little plasticky dome with glitter inside of them. So they resemble the enamel dots, but they're not a solid. They're a little bit more of a, like, they have an air in the pot, in the little dome. They're interesting. So now I am pulling out a couple more of these phrase stickers from Tim Holtz in the white, and I'm going to put them in the top picture and the bottom. And that's pretty much it, I believe, for this page. I'm just going to do some journaling on here. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thanks so much, guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye.